I love the run which you do
Oh yeah,
once a month.
yeah.
That's actually made most of the diabetics exercise. Those who are never
Yeah.
exercising, at least doing it once a month.
Correct.
And it's creating awareness, which
Correct.
we are seeing.
And it's so good to see you there always, because I think what we really need are people who've had type 1 for a long time to be able to handhold the newer lot and
Correct.
tell them that it's going to be okay, relax.
That is so important.
Yeah.
And also, I think most of the type 1s don't know that exercise can play such an important role.
True.
Because they're all like only so they're all managing with insulin and food. If they do it with exercise, they will be different people.
Very true.
Because I feel like exercise also removes a lot of negativity.
Yeah, but Pooja, I want to ask you this. So, did you have a fear of, or did your parents have this fear of hypo? Because a lot of parents I interact with,
Right.
some of them don't want their kids to exercise because, I mean, I wouldn't say they don't want,
Right.
but they're so concerned that they'd rather the child doesn't exercise.
My dad,
Yeah.
he's like very banda. He never like do this, do that, and probably he saw me adopt things very easily.
Yeah.
And we were checking, and definitely there used to be more hypos, especially when I was growing up.
Correct.
Because how many times we used to check? We used to not check
We used
that
to
much
not
time,
check,
so I used to
yeah.
not know. But the symptoms were like in the bedtime, you're drenched with sweat,
Yeah.
you're feeling cold. My parents, as parents now, I've got the best support, and they never interfered. They had taught me what to do,
Yeah.
so I don't recollect that hypos have happened, but
Correct.
I was able to manage it. The only thing is, I didn't know exactly that time when it was like a 15 gram of carb.
Correct.
As to open the packet of biscuit in the night, you're in your sleep, finish it, next day morning sugars are high.
Yeah.
So that went in for a long time,
Yeah.
till my 9th, 10th, when I started getting more aware,
Correct.
when I started checking more,
Yeah.
and so definitely availability of strips became easier for us.
True.
See, buying them was not an issue, but that time it was not there.
It was not available,
So
yeah.
how many times to go to the laboratory? We were meeting the doctor,
Correct.
but then finally when this small gadgets came in, I was very happy.
Yeah.
So at least by checking regularly, I knew what to do.
Right.
Because exercise was introduced by my father,
Yeah.
I think I've gone to every ground of Pune.
Amazing.
I used to do
That's
gym,
lovely.
I used to do aerobics, and it became like a part of me.
Correct.
And I have a passion for exercising,
Yeah.
and I like to do it because I know the after effect of it. Though sometimes the sugars spike, because even I have trained for half marathons and I've done about
Correct.
4 half marathons.
Correct.
Sugars have moving up and down, but the end result is phenomenal. And at the end of it, nobody believes that you're a diabetic
Yeah.
and you're yet running.
Yeah.
So there was a time when I used to run and nobody used to run.
Yeah.
So at that time, doing a half marathon was a big deal.
Absolutely.
And when I prepared for it, I had not told my father,
Yeah.
and I thought that probably he'll say no.
Yeah.
But the training period taught me a lot. The
That's
training for
awesome.
a marathon taught me more as who I am and what diabetes needs.
Correct.
exactly. So it came to precision.
Right.
It came to precision about food, about insulin, about checking, about sleep, everything. So, and it made me a very confident person.
That's true.
I could see that change in
Yeah.
myself after finishing my first half marathon.
I think it's like you said, it's the grounding, like your parents' support. So my dad's a runner, and I always felt, okay, if daddy can do it,
I
can
remember
run,
you telling me,
Yeah.
and I remember your first conversation was when you were going for the Global Heroes Run,
Yeah.
and 10 years before I had done that run,
Correct.
and that's how we connected.
That's how we connected.
And it was phenomenal. So
Yeah.
to go to that place, and when you're the only Southeast Asian, feels
Correct.
very good.
Feels really awesome.
Feels good is not, I always feel is okay, diabetes hai, but what else can I do?
Correct.
I always took myself as not taking diabetes as a setback for me,
Absolutely.
but what can I do more with it?
Yeah.
I always wanted to be with my friends, no? I didn't want to lag behind,
Yeah.
You want to be to that position where everyone is going together.
True, true.
And I didn't want sugars to come in that way. So then I was trying to do everything. I don't think my parents were that much worried about
Yeah.
hypo. Age of 9, yet it was small but manageable.
Correct.
In fact, they just gave me everything to
Yeah.
my charge. So
That's
I was in
amazing.
charge of myself, and same thing Dr. Yadnik did.
Yeah.
I really love that doctor just because, he never said do this, do that.
Correct.
He always said, okay, Pooja, this is what you feel. Make down your notes and see what else you can do.
Right.
So in my whole training for my half marathon, I had first gone to him as I want to run. So there was no, they didn't know much about it, and that's the time when I came to know that when sugar's at 250, you're not supposed to exercise.
True.
It was not said ever, and that's how the small findings
things
about
come up,
diabetes
yeah,
came
yeah.
up and popped in what has to be done.
Right.
But he had full support given by him.
That's
You
actually-
do what you want.
I mean, you're lucky
And
you have support at home, support with doctors.
doctors,
That's
and
really
you know,
important.
and I was not very bothered about what people think.
Absolutely.
I used to take injections in front of my friends.
Yeah.
Initially, syringe was difficult to take because it was
Correct.
difficult, but the pen came in, and now we are on the pump,
Yeah.
and there is continuous monitoring.
True.
But even when the pump I use, the pen I used for a very long time, I used to be going out and just pricking myself
Correct.
because it didn't matter to
It
me.
doesn't matter, yeah.
Because I only feel is it's just like you have BP and you need to take a medicine.
Correct.
Similarly, your body is not producing insulin, you need to take it.
True.
So it's not a disease. It's something which the body is not producing and you're providing.
True.
I look at it that way. Yes, I'm
Absolutely.
telling you, social stigma was very high as I've been growing up,
Yeah.
and yes, and I have given a lot of talks. So when I did my first half marathon, I came back from the Global Heroes Run. We had a couple of conferences organized by Medtronic,
Right.
their employees, and with the doctors.
Right.
And my question was that only is why every time we have to prove ourselves.
True.
There is
It's like you have to
pressure.
prove yourself doubly hard,
You have to prove yourself, and then I felt myself, I'm stronger than most other people.
Absolutely.
And then I just said that I don't want to prove myself. I'll just do what I feel like and just continue and manage my sugars well.
Right.
And in fact, I wanted to be like motivating everyone.
And you do.
It's
I
not a
mean,
big deal.
yeah.
Just handle it.